What's up, guys? Matthew getting ready to watch the finale of Band of Brothers. Last episode was. I'm still like it's been like an hour. Obviously, it's been a week for you guys since you watched the video, but it's been an hour since I watched it, and it's still like one of the most striking episodes of TV I've ever seen. That's again, they still got one more episode left, so they can even top that. But I think that was this show's magnum opus. In a collection, it was the magnum opus of magnum opuses, magnum opus, if you will. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have like a 20-minute discussion at the end of the episode, just talking about my feelings, how the show made me feel, the action, the dialogue, the relationships between the characters, the character development, the acting. Everything about it I will go in depth on. So I'm ready to hop straight into it. If you guys do like the video, drop a like, leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the flying through actions up on Patreon. Obviously, this is the last episode of Band of Brothers, but starting next week I will immediately be going into the Pacific on YouTube and on Patreon. I should already be done the Pacific, and I might already be done Masters of the Air as well. Please check the YouTube comment section. It'll say the exact episode I'm currently on Patreon if you're interested in joining. So look at that if you're interested. And finally, if you do enjoy my content, you like my Band of Brothers reactions, and you want to see more reactions from me, please subscribe. It really helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. Let's get into the finale. Wow. What a... I love that. One of my favorite things about this show, and obviously it's such a realistic thing. It's showing like life I would feel in life can be...
It was more than 3 years.
The worst thing possible and the best thing possible. Back to back, but how beautiful this is compared to the last shit I saw.
Not knowing what would happen to us, how long we'd be fighting, where we'd end up. I certainly didn't expect to find myself at a place like this.
The most beautiful place on earth.
Going all the way back to Toccoa.
Oh, this is heartbreaking to look
Traded
at.
for a couple of Lugers.
That's a bargain.
Let me look at all the people who fucking died.
What do you think you'll do after this?
I get some breakfast.
Live.
Well, it's funny you should mention it, because I had a meeting with Colonel Sink.
Really?
Yeah, discussed the possibility of staying.
Get out, my man. You earned it.
What'd you say?
Said I'd think about it.
Depends on where you put me, first of all.
What do you think about New Jersey?
Hey! We get New Jersey references?
Nixon, New Jersey. It's called Nixon Nitration Works.
That sounds picturesque.
All for my job.
Well, oddly enough, I know the owners.
You would have thought.
Probably gonna expect me to make something of myself. I thought maybe I'd drag you with me.
Please do. I hope this is what happens.
We'll see how you do in your interview, but, you know, man of your qualifications, I think probably scrape something up commensurate with your current salary level.
No. No.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, just think about it.
What a visual. Ah, I wanted to see some naked man ass. Who said that weird shit? That was weird.
I was still getting used
Please
to
don't
hot
let
showers
anything
and
horrible
morning
happen.
swims.
Please, 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 please. We've already seen enough. And these guys have already been through enough.
This famous town high in the Alps was the Nazi Party's symbolic home,
Wow.
and all the heads of the Third Reich had houses there.
So this is another thing I never heard of.
He had apparently ordered the SS to make it their last stand from which to mount a guerrilla resistance.
Fuck that shit. If my boss kills himself, I'm done.
Was blocking the roads.
We gonna need a lot of fucking bazookas.
Not sure what's up there. The Colonel doesn't want us taking any unnecessary risks.
So the French are gonna beat us to the Eagle's Nest.
I don't think so. Not the dirty French. Oh my god. It feels like it'd be better if we fucking distribute this a little better.
Told me he was first into Paris, and by God, he wanted to be first into Berchtesgaden. Told him I understood his point.
But fuck that.
Now, you fire up 2nd Battalion and outflank that French son of a bitch.
Yes, sir.
Get going. Do your job. This is again. I'm not some fucking architect. This almost looks like Japanese, and it's I've seen a couple buildings that look like that.
Eerie. I mean, many.
This whole show is eerie. Where have you been?
In town, you can't deny being a true Nazi.
What do you mean?
Well, you have to be to live here.
It's invite only. Oh my god.
No, no.
He said it like he was a disappointed father. No, no. Give it here.
I can't carry all this. You know, whoever comes in here after us is gonna take whatever isn't nailed down.
Well, wouldn't want that to happen.
Oh, we weren't doing anything. Oh, this motherfucker, he might swindle the whole goddamn case.
Battalion HQ, seal off the north side and prepare for prisoners.
Sergeant Grant.
Harry, nobody gets hurt, not now.
No, someone's gonna get hurt.
And easy? Easy, you'll head up the mountain through the Obersalzberg.
You wear that shit like a cape? What are you doing?
The Eagle's
Hooray!
Nest was a surprise birthday present for Hitler, built with Nazi party money. A mountaintop stone retreat.
Wow, that's kind of
8,000
beautiful.
feet up, accessible by a gold-plated elevator.
That's... Look, Hitler's Hitler, but he might have been suave. Drinking while you might get shot? I don't know about that one.
Hey, Adolf! Love your Eagle's Nest. I hope you don't mind. We made ourselves at home.
This is so beautiful. Wow.
What is this place? Herman Goering's house?
Wow.
Discovered it yesterday. Had it on double guard ever since.
I can vouch for that, sir.
Oh, anxious to get off duty.
So much to see and do, sir.
Damn, evil ancient basement. What the fuck? Man had a dungeon? Mass suicide pact? I don't know. Oh. Oh.
10,000 bottles of the world's finest liquor, wine, and champagne.
Oh.
Heading for Austria in the morning, but don't feel you have to leave anything here for whoever comes next.
Austria, sir.
Happy VE Day.
Yeah.
VE Day?
Victory in Europe.
I've got goosebumps.
Instead of an aggressive combat unit, we became an occupation force. And no one
Nice.
wanted to leave Berchtesgaden. Until they saw Austria.
Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Fucking looks tropical. Wow. Again, it's one of the strengths of the show, and I repeated at the beginning of the episode. The ability to go back and forth from like the most disgusting thing you've ever seen to the most beautiful and hopeful thing you've ever seen is so fucking good. I want to live here, bro. Which one of these countries? Is it Switzerland that's real cheap to live in, I think? I want to move to Europe. Aww.
The war is over!
The war is over! Let's get some game, baby! Last episode, I said one of the most striking episodes I've ever seen from like an emotion standpoint. This is like one of the most beautiful episodes of TV I've ever seen.
Please accept this as my formal surrender, Major. It is better than to lay it on the desk of a clerk.
I don't owe you any respect.
Along the Jap southern defense line, the Yanks progress slowly, facing one of the fiercest artillery barrages of the war. Each small advance is gained by sheer grit in the face of withering fire.
I've heard that obviously that sort of area of the war was the most bloody and brutal. So it kind of scares me to watch the Pacific, which I would assume is about that.
So, when are we going?
We don't have a date yet.
Do you get to tell
Damn.
them in right away?
Some of them will have enough points.
I hope we don't go. You gotta save that for the other show.
We had Shifty kill us some dinner.
What's the matter, Bull? You tired of eating dried up spuds 3 times a day?
Hey, you know what? I got an idea. Why don't we just shoot bull here? Feed the company for a week.
Goddamn. Boom. Why we need 8 people? Guys!
Oh, God damn it, Shifty. You let him get away.
He was a beautiful animal.
Be rid of you.
I wish, you know. Seems they want me to stay around a while.
You serious?
How many points you need?
15?
15. Jesus Christ, I thought I had it bad.
Oh my god, you have to... I did not realize this. Like, wow, that's horrible.
General Taylor is aware that many veterans, including Normandy veterans, still do not have the 85 points required to be discharged.
That's horrible. So go get your points.
He has authorized a lottery to send 1 man home in each company, effective immediately. For Easy Company, the winner is... Serial number 130-66266, Sergeant Daryl C. Powers. That's how it's done, Shifty.
Congratulations, Shifty.
Sergeant Grant will see to it that 2nd Platoon takes over at the Crossroads checkpoint, beginning tonight at 2200 hours. Taylor has also announced that the 101st Airborne Division will definitely be redeployed to the Pacific.
Oh.
So, beginning tomorrow at 0600 hours, we will begin training to go to war.
No, cancel it, cancel it.
You know, you was...
Aww.
You was, well, it's been a long time.
Hug it out. Hug it out.
Back home in Virginia.
Aww.
I just don't rightly know how I'm gonna explain all this. You see, the
goosebumps are back.
I seen.
The water is coming up the ducts.
You're a hell of a fine soldier, Shifty. There's nothing more to explain.
I'm sorry you had to experience this. Screw that. I want a hug.
2 days later, Shifty Powers was on a truck headed for the rear and a boat home.
Okay, don't scare me. Don't fucking scare me.
Finally, the truck was hit head-on by a drunken corporal from another regiment. Shifty had a broken pelvis, a broken arm, and a bad concussion.
But he survived, and he got a lawsuit.
But had to spend the next few months in a series of hospitals.
He survived, and he got a lawsuit.
He was our only casualty in Austria.
Don't fucking say that!
Besides, she's waited for you for 3 years.
No!
Right?
Go to her!
2 years, 3 tops.
I swear to fuck, you go to her.
There. You know, the reality is you're gonna sit here in Austria for 6 months waiting to go, and I'm gonna be back in Wilkes-Barre.
Making babies.
Guts and Glory here applied for a transfer.
What?
13th Airborne are heading out for the Pacific right away. If I'm going, I want to get it over with.
I mean, well, you'd probably just be there for longer in that case, but whatever.
Wounded in Normandy.
Yes, sir. In the leg. It was a minor flesh wound.
Company E lost 24 men killed there.
Yes, sir. 17 of those were in my company commander's plane and went down on D-Day.
So you were given command of the company on D-Day?
Yes, sir.
Bastards took your company away.
I was near him. Jesus. This poor fucker. Just get out. Please get out. Please retire. Every minute, every moment you close your eyes, you see that shit. You see your friends getting killed.
You got through Bastogne without having to fire your weapon.
That is correct, sir.
I got carried by a couple of goats.
Can't imagine a tougher test for a leader. Having to sit through a siege like that? Under those conditions?
You got through it.
Barely.
I said, why do you want to leave your men?
Well, it's not that, sir. It's just that if the war was still on in the Pacific and I could do some good over there.
Looking to have your own division someday?
No, sir.
I'll go make a career in the Army.
I don't know yet. Probably not.
Major, I took this meeting out of respect for your achievements.
Deny him?
And for the 101st.
For his own good?
If they do go to the Pacific eventually, you should be running one of the battalions.
Thank you, sir.
And frankly, I think you men have earned the right to keep you around.
Yay!
It's in the fucking room, Webb. One of those Polacks was at the slave camp said this is where the guy lives, right here.
Which camp?
Whatever camp. Under direct orders, and I'm happy to follow it.
Jesus.
Is this a personal thing, Joe?
What?
Is this personal to you?
No, it's a goddamn order.
Kind of personal.
Major Winters know about this?
Doesn't matter here.
How the fuck it doesn't? What if this guy's just a soldier? What if he's an officer with no ties to the SS? What if he's innocent?
You know what?
What if we stop arguing before we both get fucking shot?
Sie sind der Kommandant.
Gehen Sie hinaus.
Sie sind der Kommandant.
Welcher Kommandant?
Vom Arbeitslager.
Ich weiß von keinem Arbeitslager. Sie haben die falsche Person.
Just sit back and relax. Not even gonna show me subtitles.
Liebgart says so. He probably is.
Son of a bitch. Shoot him.
Nah, man.
Shoot him!
No.
Give me a fucking gun then.
Summer in this alpine paradise should have been a welcome relief, especially now that we were at peace with the Germans. Everyone just wanted to go home.
Unease everywhere, I would assume, still.
But France wants the best.
Like, that's... ugh.
Italy would be second for me. Russia is not desirable.
Hell no.
The end of my second war.
Jesus.
I'm going home now. To Mannheim.
Relax.
Postcards, bitte. Okay.
This is oddly wholesome.
I have 81 points.
Damn!
It's just not good enough.
Way more than I thought he would.
Hey! Hey! Where they going?
Munich. München, Munich.
Wanna go to Munich? Möchten Sie nach München gehen?
Ja, bitte.
You want to be let through? You're taking this gentleman. Okay, well I don't know about that.
Get in.
Let's throw the luggage back on him. Guys.
Oh, Jesus.
Guys. No.
He was dead when they brought him in.
Jesus, for all of that.
Young men who wanted to be
Wow.
home with their families by now, who'd served with distinction since before Normandy, were stuck here because they didn't have the points.
That's horrible.
What they did have plenty of were weapons, alcohol,
Women?
and too much time on
Get
their
out of his harness. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, guy jumps out of the headset, shoves a trench knife up against his...
Are we gonna have like 83 car accidents?
Got his leg blown off in Bastogne. Wait here.
Guys.
You okay, Matt? You need some help?
This fucking psychopath.
They wouldn't give me any gas.
Kill this motherfucker.
I think he was a major.
Look, Private, we got a problem here.
Do you have any gas?
Why don't you give me a weapon?
Well, I guess I'll just use his Jeeva. I don't think he's going to be needing it.
Hold on a second now, right?
Kill him! Shoot at him!
He's not going to make it.
You can't operate on him?
Not
Right
me.
to the fucking
You need
face!
a brain surgeon.
Let him go!
I don't think there's any hope.
Did we get this motherfucker?
Hey, Lee. You want a non-com guarding each roadblock and at least 2 men watching every road out of town. Bull, Malark. You each take a squad and one of these witnesses on a house-to-house search. We shoot this bastard on sight.
Yes. No, I'm shooting him.
Open up.
Are you harboring enemies of this stage?
If you're going to shoot me, shoot me. If you're not, put the gun away.
Get in the Jeep now.
What happened to him?
He was shot in the head.
Half hour ago.
Come on. If you want him to live, you'll help me. First, by putting that away.
Yes, sir. What do you need done?
Let's go. Let me drive. We'll get there faster.
I mean, by a couple minutes, but sure. Anything will help.
Is him? That's him.
The fucking devil. Let me take a step back. You're legend!
Have the MPs take care of this piece of shit.
Grant's dead?
No.
He better not be.
Crown surgeon says he's gonna make
Oh, thank goodness. Well, gunshot to the fucking head. He might not be okay.
So what else is on your mind?
I know Easy Company's gonna need a commanding officer.
I'm quiet. I'm quiet, dude.
Keep them from killing each other. It better be somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yep, I couldn't agree more.
I mean, it's absolutely irresponsible to leave them in the hands of the wrong person. Source, the military.
So you decided to stay in the Army?
Yes, I'm gonna stay with the men.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Expected that shit.
Stay by choice. But others were stuck here unless we could find excuses to send them away.
So it's an
How
airborne
creative we
exhibition.
getting?
They have one of every Allied combat plane they've used in the war.
Uh-huh. I mean, yes, sir.
Slip and fall?
Driver will drop you off at a hotel of your choice. And, I don't think we'll see you back here anytime soon.
I won't let you down, sir.
Hug! I want a hug! I want hugs.
Harwood, yes. I wanted to say, as you probably know, the Army, when they give a man a battlefield commission, make him an officer, they usually don't let him stay with the same company.
Yes, sir, I figured this was coming.
Yeah. They're afraid the men won't show him the proper degree of respect as they would in
Yep. But
It's an idiotic theory, especially in your case. Nevertheless, they've given me the choice as to where to reassign you, and I thought battalion headquarters might be a good place.
I can think of few better, sir.
Right now, down at the airfield, there is a German general who was a little PO'd about having to surrender to Private Babe Heffron from South Philly. Thinks it's beneath his stature.
Understandable, sir.
Yeah. I thought Second Lieutenant Carwood Lipton from West Virginia could soothe his ruffled feathers.
again, this is I've seen people die in this episode, and it's still able to be wholesome. If that makes any sense. They always look fucking despicable, but they.
I would like to address my men.
Why do they always look so badass? Oh, looky. Returning.
Captain Sobel?
Major Winters?
Captain Sobel. We salute the rank, not the man.
Fuck you, man. I just had my dick is hard from that. Who said that? That was weird.
Man, it's been a long war. It's been a tough war.
Ihr habt tapfer und stolz für euer Vaterland gekämpft.
You fought bravely, proudly for your country.
Ihr seid eine ganz besondere Truppe,
You are a special group.
die ineinander einen Zusammenhalt gefunden hat.
You found in one another a bond.
Wie sich nur im Kampf.
Oh my god, why is this so good? I've only got like 10 minutes left.
Schrecklichen Momenten gegenseitig gestützt haben,
Held each other in dire moments.
die den Tod zusammen gesehen haben
Same,
und gemeinsam.
two sides of the same coin.
What the hell happened to them?
New Jersey, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go to shithole New Jersey, baby! I might be cut out of the thing, but... No! I have such intense goosebumps right now.
But Compton came back to see the company to let us know that he was all right. He
I knew that voice anywhere.
in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow!
And Sirhan in the murder of Robert Kennedy, and was later appointed to the California Court of Appeals. David Webster became a writer for the Saturday Evening Post and Wall Street Journal.
I have such goosebumps! Oh, wow.
In 1961, he went out on the ocean alone and was never seen again.
Yep. I like this. Life is life. These people are, you know what I mean, close now, and then weird shit happens and years later.
George Luz became a handyman in Providence, Rhode Island. As a testament to his character, 1,600 people attended his funeral.
Dude, like, the goosebumps, or, I can't know if you can tell, they're insane.
Crow died in
No!
In 1998.
That's all?
He'd been a construction.
Okay, I was gonna say, did Doc Crow was a nothing for his life?
To Chicago and worked a postal route as a mailman.
That's it?
Joe Liebgott returned to San Francisco and drove his cab.
Redman
was one of the best soldiers I ever had.
The GOAT.
He went into the earth-moving business in Arkansas. He's still there.
Homer, baby!
Alton Moore returned to Wyoming with a unique souvenir. Hitler's personal photo albums. He was killed in a car accident.
Jesus fuck.
Lloyd Talbert, we all lost touch with in civilian life, until he showed up at a reunion just before his death in 1981.
Aww.
Harry Welsh. He married Kitty Grogan, became an administrator.
Yes! Kidding!
Donald Spears stayed in the army.
Yeah.
Served in Korea.
Probably fucking died.
In 1958, returned to Germany as governor of Spandau Prison.
Wow.
He retired a lieutenant colonel.
The fucking GOAT.
Each of us would be forever connected by our shared experience. And each would have to rejoin the world as best he could.
Aww. Jesus. Random and scaring me.
Lewis Nixon had some tough times after the war.
Yeah, you could have predicted that.
A couple of times. Then in 1956, he married a woman named Grace, and everything came together for him. He spent the rest of his life with her, traveling the world. My friend Lou died in 1995. I took up his job offer and was a personnel manager at the Nixon Nitration Works until I was called back into service in 1950 to train officers and rangers. I chose not to go to Korea.
Good.
I had enough of war. I stayed around Hershey, Pennsylvania,
Hey.
finally finding a little farm, a little peaceful corner of the world.
Just like you wanted.
A very unusual feeling. It's a very unusual happening, and it's a very unusual bonding.
We knew that we could depend on each other. And so we were a close-knit group.
Just brave, so brave is unbelievable. And
Yeah, I knew that one was malarkey.
admire more than Bill Garnier and Joe Toy, and they were very, very special.
I'm just one part of the big war, that's all. One little part.
It's crazy! It's crazy how I knew that one was Garnier.
real men, the real heroes, are the fellas that are still buried over there and those that come home to be buried.
Seemed like you thought that you could do just about anything. And after the war was over and you came back out, why...
Motherfucker got a superhero name.
Henry V was talking to his men. He said, from this day to the ending of the world,
I'm speechless. Like, I don't...
shall be remembered. We lucky few, we band of brothers. For he who today sheds his blood with me shall be my brother.
The letter that Mike Ranier wrote me, you do.
Oh.
And it is. I cherish the memories of a question my grandson asked me the other day when he said, Grandpa, were you a hero in the war? Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes.
Gotta be close. It's gotta be close. End it before I cry. End it before I go. That's a hell of a fucking quote to end it on. That was the closest I got to crying. Wow. I still got some tears in my eyes. The last like 10 minutes with the montages that really got me. Wow. That was so good. That was so good, and it was again. I feel like I say the same things at the end of every episode, but like, I've never watched something, or I've watched things that do this, but never on like the degree of this one. It made me feel, I think, every single emotion I've ever felt before. I was sad, I was angry, I was scared, I was crying, I was depressed, I was uncomfortable, everything, like, and it was so perfectly like a mix. You know what I mean? Like, wow, that was good. Wow. I know I said this a couple episodes ago, but just to sort of retrace my opinions of this, and just to give you guys like an exact specific on how I was thinking. I started really watching TV in like 2016, and I watched Breaking Bad, and I'd heard a couple of the all-time great shows like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, Mad Men, The Sopranos, True Detective Season 1, Band of Brothers. I heard all of these things, and obviously it's not 2016. It's almost 10 years later. So this has been brewing in my expectations for so fucking long. Like, for so long, and like everyone speaking about, oh, it's so great, so great. Like, my mom is huge into World War II stuff, and has praised this for many years, and it lived up to the hype. It really did. Before I get into talking about specifics and characters, all that, something I do, it's like a tradition on my channel. At the end of every season of TV I watch, I rank it against other of the equivalent seasons. So obviously Band of Brothers is only a one-season show. I'm gonna rank it compared to all season 1s of TV I have ever seen. Now, I do want to repeat before I even look at my list, as much I loved this. I fucking loved this, and I repeat what I said a couple episodes ago too. This is a show that I will rewatch every year or two. This is definitely like, and I think miniseries are perfect for a rewatch. And obviously too, I loved it. I felt like I had a real good grasp of the characters by the end of it, but obviously there were still some people that I couldn't get their name down, or you know what I mean? So I feel like this is one of those things, you rewatch it to immortalize it for me. And I can definitely see this as being one of those things that like people can, say every single word, every single line, like they know it by heart. That's how fucking good it is. So, man, what a goddamn show. Oh my gosh. So getting into it, I think I said this Actually, I think I didn't say it, and I skipped right over it. I loved this. I really did. It isn't necessarily in my favorite genre, so it's not going to be like my favorite season 1 of all time. But quality-wise, it's one of the best. Wow. Okay, I don't want anyone to mistake this. Okay, it's a little lower than I expected. I liked it more than The Sopranos season 1. I think very slightly. I think I'm gonna rank it right below Narcos, season 1. So around my 15th position. And that's just because I don't know. I liked the sort of vibe, the storyline a little better. Again, just going up like purely like World War II versus War on Crime. The War on Crime was more entertaining. But I want to repeat, this was such a fucking spectacle of TV. Again, it's one of those things, I know I said it in episode 1, like, I have a film degree. I have many conversations with my friends about TV and some of the all-time greats and this and that. I love having those conversations with people. This is one of those shows that's immediately going to go to the top of my list. When I have my next couple conversations with my friends with film degrees, or just interests in entertainment as a whole, this is going to shoot to the top of the list. This is an immediate recommend for people. I am so excited to watch The Pacific now. And obviously, and I've sort of slightly alluded to it, like, I don't know if The Pacific is on The Pacific and Masters of the Air. I don't know if they're on the level of Band of Brothers. They're obviously not as popular, and they're obviously like I didn't know of The Pacific and Masters of the Air until like a year ago, when I had again heard of Band of Brothers for like 10 years now. But if it's anything like this, you know what I mean? Like if this is a 10 out of 10, if The Pacific and Masters of the Air is like a 7 out of 10, I'd be happy. Like I really would. I really, this was, again, I learned stuff from it. I felt so many raw emotions. I cared for so many people, and cringely, like, I know that's the point of the show. I know why it's called Band of Brothers. Like, but the brotherly aspect, the close connection that these men had with each other, is the best part of the show. It's the defining quirk, trait of the show. That's why the show is fucking made. That part was beautiful, and it was beautiful, and it was gut-wrenching, and seeing friends die in front of each other, seeing brothers die in front of each other, it hurt me, but at the same time, like, seeing people live and get out of it made me happy, if that makes any sense. Again, I really do want to focus on this. Probably the best at juggling negative and positive emotions I have ever seen in a show before. It genuinely made me feel any fucking way that I could even fathom. It made me go there, to that place. The action was so fucking good. And again, I want to repeat, I'm not an action person. I don't love action. It's never been my thing. It's never been what I fell in love with, or what I sort of get drawn to when I start watching something. But this, like, it was undeniable. It was undeniable how good it was. Like, literally, I mentioned a lot in like episode 6 and 7 and all that, but like the fucking explosions and shit were beautiful. It was like a painting. It was like fireworks or something like that. It was chaotic in a good way. That's something that I think a lot of pieces of entertainment don't do correctly. War, battles, fights are chaotic. Sometimes you can't control what the fuck's going on. And I think that this show did an excellent job at showcasing that, while also not making you confused about what's going on. Because, again, at the end of the day, you're watching a show. You want to know what is going on. And they didn't fail with that whatsoever. Wow. Winters, Nixon, Spears, I gotta fucking look at my shit. Randleman, you got everyone. I fucking Malarkey. I loved so much. Buck, I fucking loved. I guess people like Skip and Toy. I loved, and it's so interesting because it was the one thing I really went into the show like knowing about was some of the actors, and it was just so fun watching them. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you guys have watched stuff and seen some of your favorite actors. People like Spate Jr. I've loved. He's so fucking funny, and he was in a comedic role. Again, serious, but I mean his comedic chops really shined in this as well, and I really enjoyed that. Obviously, Randall Man, I fucking love Cudlitz as an actor. He's one of those people that's also in like 6 or 7 things I've watched. So, Garnier, I loved Garnier. I really loved Garnier, and that's another strength of the show that I really do want to mention. Obviously, in episode 6, what's episode 6, right? Episode 6 or 7, we had almost essentially like a culling of our main characters, like a good third of them. You know what I mean? And then even then, like this isn't a show because it's obviously we're focusing on specific missions, and some people are more important in some missions, and some aren't even there. But a show like this, they're able to immediately introduce new characters. And I fucking love them immediately. Like, I care about them. I want to see more of them. That's rare for a show to do, to be quite honest. A lot of shows struggle with introducing characters after the first episode. They don't put the necessary time and effort into doing that. And if they do the necessary time and effort, they don't blend it well with the other people who are already there. And I thought that this show did a fantastic job at that. Again, this is something that's a lot more common in miniseries, and I think for the most part this show was like this. It almost felt like each episode was its own little movie, its own little self-contained story, to where it had an open, it had a close, it had like book endings. It introduced you to people, it had them go through a little arc or a little understanding or a little journey, and I loved it. I loved it so much. Really, this is so good. Obviously, this wouldn't be anytime soon. But I could definitely, like, this is one of those shows, like, there's certain tiers of shows. Well, I forgot to rank the show on my all-time list. I'll do that in 1 minute. There are certain tiers of shows that I'm like, because obviously I'm relatively new to this YouTube thing. Sorry. And I'm still figuring stuff out. But I would love to do these YouTube reactions for like another 15, 20 years, to be quite honest. This has entered that tier of show that, like, if I find someone, a friend or anything like that, who has never seen this, I would invite them onto the channel to watch with me. So if you guys if you're watching this 6 or 7 years down the line, check and see if I have another Band of Brothers reaction, because that's how good this was. I would want to see people cry and moan and whine to this, because this was fantastic. Real quick before I forget to do it, I did a ranking for the season. I didn't do it for the just in general shows list. Again, that one's gonna be pretty hard. It's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be lower than you expect, because I really want to repeat, I fucking love this, but if it's not my genre. It's historical fiction, and also the most important thing that I do want to mention, and why it would be lower than you would expect for how much I'm praising it, is because it's so short compared to, you know what I mean? Like, if this is a 10 out of 10 show with 10 episodes, I personally am someone who would take a 9 out of 10 show with 30 episodes over it. Or sometimes I would even take, again, exponential growth here. Sometimes I might even take like a 7 out of 10 show with, 200 episodes over it. So it's a tough discussion. I think I'm going to put it 25. Number 25. Again, I'm not going to go through all the shows. That might seem low to some people, but again, I have certain genres I like, and also I've just watched a lot of really good shows in general. So when I say 25, that's elite for me. That is fucking elite. This was an experience. One of the all-time great experiences. And I said this in another reaction throughout the season. Again, I'm a mystery person. I like mystery box shows. I like that sort of genre, that experience, that not knowing what's happening, and slowly finding out, slowly pulling back layers and stuff like that. That's my favorite experience when watching TV. But this right here, without that huge aspect of mystery, is one of the best experiences I've ever watched. Again, I repeat, I don't want to sound repetitive, but it literally had everything. It had everything I could ask in a blockbuster movie, a 10 out of 10 TV show. It had everything that you could ever imagine. Something I do really want to highlight here, and I know that you guys have been doing it, and I've been absolutely very appreciative of you guys doing it. continue comments, Easter eggs, facts, misunderstandings, or anything like that you want to talk to me about in the comments, please let me know. Please fucking let me know. I would be so goddamn happy to hear them. I love, again, I don't want to say, this show might turn me into, I don't want to say a World War II fan, but someone who's interested in this time period. Because this was so good. It was like, I think maybe in the past I never, because obviously the only like World War II is like in school or like shitty movies they show you, you know what I mean, in class. Maybe a part of me, the reason I never connected with this topic was just because I'd never really seen anything that was this high quality. So, I don't know. I do not know. The actors, again, it's one of those things, there's so many main build actors in the show. It's definitely something I need to look up. You know what I mean? Just say, like, I don't know Winter's actor's name. And obviously, I need to fucking learn that because he did such a good job. I don't know Nixon's name. Obviously, I don't look up people's names and connect them to faces until I finish a show so I don't get spoiled on anything. But, like, these guys, they're all on my radar. They are all on my radar. What a cast. What a crew. Oh, my God. It'd be interesting. I don't think so, and it's not something I need, or it's not even something I want because they showed them getting out. But it would be interesting if there was ever any crossover characters in the next two shows, maybe for like a cameo or anything like that, like a flashback or something. I don't know. I'd be very interested to find out. Wow, I loved Malarkey. I loved Lieb. I loved everyone, dude. Webster grew on me. Jones, Colin Hanks' character, was pretty good. I said it in the episode. I forgot to mention it at the end of that episode too, because it was the last time I saw that character. But I said during the reaction, Colin Hanks was 1 for 2 for me. I liked him in Fargo. I didn't like him in Dexter. I liked him in this, so he's 2 for 3 now. That's an okay. That's an okay statistic, I assume. Like, Spears, I fucking loved Spears. Lip, I almost forgot about Lip. He was, like, oh my God. Like, again, that's the thing that I really want to say, and this show really, in my opinion, has such a big cast. And I, like, the brother, again, I repeat this, I said almost, it almost feels like the specific characters sometimes don't matter. It's the Easy Company as a whole. It's almost like it's one big coagulation of main character. But it did an amazing job at juggling the screen time. Like, someone like Randleman, who had a decent amount of screen time in the first couple episodes, had a focus episode, and then relatively quiet for the rest of the show. You can't give everyone focus episodes except, Winters, who was, if you put a gun to my head, I would say he's the main character. But I love that. Someone like Lip, who really, I didn't have formed that strong of a connection with the first half of the show. And then, boom, he's one of my favorites. Like, they did an amazing job, an absolutely amazing job at this. I'm happy. I'm happy that it lived up to the hype. In recent years, again, as someone who I've had a film degree and I feel like in the television game for like almost 10 years now. It's kind of the point where like there are certain shows I've heard of for so long, and I finally watch it after my expectations had been brought up to here when they should be down to here, and kind of didn't live up to the hype. And it disappoints me. Not that they're bad shows, but it's just like, that kind of sucks. I was expecting more. This fucking delivered. In every aspect. Really, it did. I think that's going to be it for me for Band of Brothers. Again, like I said, I would love to continue discussing with you guys in the comments. Not even just like if you're watching this as it airs or like the week it comes out. Like in the future, a year, 2 years, 3 years. If you find my reactions, comment. I will answer. I promise you. I really will. Look forward to the Pacific reactions starting next week. Like I said this in episode 1 of Band of Brothers, but I'll just refresh everyone's memory. Obviously, we're finished Band of Brothers now. We're going to go the next 10 weeks. On the same exact day, we're doing Pacific, and after that, for the next 9 weeks after that, we're doing Masters of the Air. So, and then also, this is just to let anyone know, if they ever come out with like a 4th show that's connected or made by the same people or whatever, I'll definitely be watching that. And then another thing too, and again, just sort of giving a refresher to everyone who started the season with me and is finishing it with me now. After I finish all 3 of those shows, I will try to do regular World War II movies. Again, not like for the rest of my life, but for a decent amount of time, for a couple months, I'll try to hit some of the greatest of all time. So please continue dropping recommendations in the comments in any episode. I would really appreciate it. But other than that, I think that's going to be it. If you guys do like the video, drop a like, leave a comment. Like I said, I've got all of my Band of Brothers reactions on Patreon. I am most likely already done the Pacific on Patreon. Check that out. And there's a really good chance that I'm done Masters of the Air already on Patreon. So if you want to see if you're interested in joining the Patreon, check the YouTube comments. It'll say the exact episode I'm currently on. And finally, the most important thing, if you guys do like my content, you like my reactions, you like my discussions, you like anything about what I do here, I would really appreciate if you subscribed. It really helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. I will see you guys next week for the Pacific. You guys have a good one.